Alright. Well, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Or is that just the sound that the speaker likes to make? It's going, eee. No, you don't need to hear that. Anyway, we are back. And everything looks like it is in order. So, in this second round matchup, and before we were interrupted, the King's Court never got to work out the way that I wanted it to. So here we are at it again for another round. Now, it's a clean round. We'll give it another try. Another 15 minutes on the clock. For all of the inconvenience that has occurred during this battle at Bristol. But anyway, awesome, very good momentum. I believe that the field is set. Let's go through some qualifying.
Drivers, to your car.
And once again, it looks like the checker car for the King's Court starting on the pole. But unfortunately, the checker car for chasing the Elliots will be in 4th spot. Let's see how it all unfolds. Here we go.
Drivers.
His car's off. Here we go. as for stutters or any performance drops during this heat race. But considering what happened last time, we need to just kind of now in the final round. The heat length is 20 minutes. Maximum time to score points, twice the length of the first round. Less time to score damage. King's Court scoring lots of points right now. Every lap they lead. What's this? I see some lapped traffic jammers on the horizon. And the first ones in line belong to the King's Court now. That'll lead to some points for chasing the Elliots with their checker car still within sight of the leaders. All five of the 6 traffic jammers are in this pack of lap traffic. Oh, nope, there's the 6th. Only a small. And the wrecker car for chasing the Elliots is closed in on the gap too. Here are more points. Chasing the Elliots with 6 points they've gotten so far. We've gotten points scored by the King's Court. So we go into turns 1 and 2, and we've got 2 more cars, one from each team. Will the field successfully lap them and score more points? Come on, teamwork, boys. First scored by chasing the Elliots. And oh, it's 3 wide between the wrecker car, the traffic jammer, and the wrecker car for chasing the Elliots. And now the checker car for chasing the Elliots is putting another chasing the Elliots traffic jammer a lap down. It's 3 more points, and I believe that is just a little under, coming on 8 minutes right now. And 28 gap's not closing, and if it's not closing, that's just not going to happen. We've got 5 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock. Now, we're going to be coming up to lap 40. Final third of this heat. Laps down, closing that gap, but they can obstruct the King's Court checker car from slapping fast laps down. They can obstruct his progress, even if it's one of his teammates. And I'm seeing that lap traffic coming to view right now. Is just slapped them to their total from laps led so far. Let's see which team will score the most points here before the time ends. The checker car for chasing the Elliott can take advantage of these traffic jammers, capitalize, and maybe make a pass for the lead, start scoring some points. At the same time, another 3 passing this traffic jammer. Got 3 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in this heat. As the King's Court's points against chasing the Elliots in the semi-final round for the CWRL Battle of Bristol. Contact there between the record car even more contact as these traffic jammers keep getting put a lap down. I can tell you at the end of this heat, if these cars are still this close together, it's going to be a sure bet that they're going to be, you know, all the and when we look at the running order, see how many laps they are down. Remember, those points only count if they're laps down to the checker drivers. They don't have to be of the race. The 2-minute warning, 2 minutes left, and we have 54 laps down. That's 54 points on the board by the King's Court in what might be a huge comeback, overcoming a 25-point lead by chasing the Elliots from round 1. From chasing the Elliott, steal the lead in these final moments, steal those 25 valuable victory points. Will the King's Court essentially have a clean sweep of points, scoring the maximum points they potentially my goodness, 57 points from leading laps so far for the King's Court. It has been a flag-to-flag race so far. 5 points could make the difference here in maintaining their lead, although it's looking less and less likely as the Kings Court continues to add points. That's 50. 25 seconds on the clock. Chasing the Elliots is running out of time. They want to make a move. They got to do it right now. 15 seconds left. Expire, and then the lap afterwards will be the final lap of the event. Time has expired, so the next lap will be the final lap of the race, will be the white flag lap. Can Chasing the Elliots sneak one in? This is their last chance. We are on lap 63, so 62 points. There will be 63 points scored overall. Clean sweep here, excuse me. Coming out of the final turn, and that is it, folks. That is it. The checkers and wreckers cars are all within proximity of each other. There are no traffic jammers in between, which means all of the laps they are put down are official points for the opposing teams. Now, give me a moment as we tally up the total of this amazing heat race here. Whew, that was intense. 25 points for the win. 63, yeah, they blew him out of the water there. 63 points plus 25 makes for 88 points there. And every traffic jammer is 2 laps down. So that's 18 more. 6 Kings Court. An impressive showing, essentially maximum points for the round. And it looks like those 12 points that Chasing the Elliots accumulated will not be enough to move them on to the final round against the Intimidators. And the Intimidators have a tall the top 4 in points will automatically earn a seed for the following event, which will be Friday night. And we call those Freedom Factor. Saturday, depending on schedules. So I hope you all come in and check that out. But the Intimidators, the King's Court, the Candymen, and Chasing the Elliots will all have seeds for Friday night when we start, and they will be exempt from traffic jam qualifying at the Freedom Factory. Anywho, that being done, it is now time for the main event. The 20-minute points over the competition. So if they get out to an early lead and the Wreckers pull it off, they can just block everything and make it a shutout. So let's get everything set up. And I want to thank everybody for sticking with me through this inaugural event. It was tough. The people who came back, or the people sticking around watching, are sticking around watching, and we will get through this final round of the inaugural CWRL battle at Bristol. We just weren't able to make it out of that second round with those points intact, which just goes to show you well-oiled machine. I mean, quite literally, these are well-oiled machines. And we have the roster set up for the final round. We got 20 minutes on the clock in the display or something like that. Right now I'm just using my phone. Bear with me. It's all just me doing this. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this inaugural event. Let's get through qualifying.
Drivers, to your cars.
Front row is all checkers. The back row is all wreckers. And each wrecker is behind their opposing checker. This is going to make an interesting start for the final round.
Drivers, to your cars.
Of the inaugural CWRL battle at Bristol. His car comes onto the track. One last time. Intimidators with the advantage starting on pull it out, but they have an almost 100-point advantage already on the Intimidators, so you don't have to do much. They just kind of have to keep the Intimidators from scoring at this point. It's on, and we are wrapping it up here at Bristol Speedway. Alright. Ooh. Quick brush with the wall there. Intimidator's tracker car scoring points, drawing blood, doing what is necessary to catch up. Do it. The King's Court, running those laps. The wrecker car for the Intimidator team in a distant fourth, trying to drive them back down. This is just pure points right now for the Intimidators. Making up that that gap. Now, it is very possible in this in which, don't mind them, it'll all cycle out. But points might be difficult to track for those momentary laps there. And 3 cars showing the way. Doing it for Dale. Classic showdown between the King's Court and the Intimidators. There's a reason why they earned these initial seeds. They represent 7-time NASCAR champions of the highest level. Final round will have championship points equal to the number of points that they scored from the event. A seed for the tournament, as I should say. Then they earn 10 points for attempting to qualify towards the championship finals. And those are still 10 points that could make the difference between winning and losing. At the same time, final 4 teams will automatically earn a seed for the next event, and the 4 teams that did earn a seed may not necessarily qualify for the following tournament. It all depends on how well once again, this broadcast is brought to you by nobody. Nothing but sim racing and watching things, and you have nothing better to do, call your mama. She has the solution. Coming up on lap 16 right now, so that's 15 laps scored for the Intimidators against the King's Court, who started off this race with an almost 100-point lead against the Intimidators. Right now, though, that checker's but he might have to run a perfect race to do it. That they can score. That record car from the King's Court keeping close distance on the Intimidators. Whether or not he'll overtake them is a whole other story. Whether or not a pass is made or not. Just a little over 15 minutes. 20 points scored for the Intimidators. And 3 points scored for lapping that traffic jammer. So we just keep passing these lap traffic cars here. Doubled. So that's just twice the opportunity to catch up if you're behind. But it can also be twice the penalty if you don't perform. The next special event will be at the Wall Stadium Raceway. It is a very, very fast, I believe, quarter-mile track. A lot of character. more points for the team. As the winner of this heat race receives 50 points. So to be doubled, that's 100 points additional that you can score onto the championship total. The Intimidator's getting after it, performing right now. Special event all stadium will be next Monday. Actually, no, excuse me. It'll actually be this Sunday. As known as The Rock. Rumble at The Rock. This Sunday's event will be titled 33 laps on the board, about to be 34 starting. Intimidator. Coming up on some more lapped traffic. King's Court checker car in third place with the wrecker car on his bumper. Coming up on him. So we have 11 minutes remaining on the clock. Turn one. Gonna get a run down the straightaway. He peeks in, pulls it off. As they roll through the laps here in Bristol. Top four still closely knit, the checkers and wreckers cars all together. Coming up on some more lap traffic. This will be lapping more, scoring more points. He has about 42 points scored as he crosses the line here. In this event. Can the Intimidators pull it off and overcome the lead set by the King's Court to win the very first CWRL event? They're zooming through right now. Oh. Impede the top four. Now here are more points for the Intimidators. 8.5 minutes remaining as we get into more lap traffic. The Intimidator's checker car gingerly weaving his way through the traffic with finesse. But the King's Court still on his bumper, not far behind, in a position to prevent him from scoring those precious victory points. 50 victory points for the final round. And at a big event, doubled. It has been an amazing, not mistake-free or problem-free event, but an amazing inaugural event. Far more fans and far more interest in this type of racing as we wind down the clock here on the inaugural event. The top four are still very closely in. The traffic jammers of each opposing team. They've scored quite a few points so far, but the Intimidators are closing that gap. That gets lapped by this pack. That's 3 more points for the King's Court to pull away. Potentially escape with a win, even if they don't win the race. Those victory points might mean the difference between victory and defeat today between these two opposing. Come out of turn 4 for another lap. It's 56 points that the Intimidators have scored, and they still have a little. They haven't made passes on each other, but this is a tough place to pass. Usually the traffic jammers will make quite a bit of difference. All running top-notch equipment, all set at the most aggressive settings you can possibly in the finish, they'll be more than likely pulling their final moves. Coming out of turn 4. Once again, our traffic jammer provided very little resistance against the leaders. Oh, but it caused trouble between the checker car and the wrecker car of the King's. For each team. That record car for the King's Court might want to get that lead. The wrecker car and the checker car for the Intimidator have recovered. They are some distance down, it looks. They will pop back into the picture with time, I imagine. But I don't know if there's enough time. That may have cost the Kings. on the leader for the lead. He's able to cut to the inside a little bit better than the Intimidator leader right now. And we are coming up on traffic jammers. This might make the difference. It's the heat. No points are scored. No victory points are scored, I should say. The only points scored will be those from lapping traffic. So far, the Intimidator is working through this lap traffic unaffected with his lead intact. CWRL. Back onto the leader. We are 2.5 minutes from the conclusion. To score big points today against the King's Court. And they very well might do it. As we reach the 2-minute warning here. Coming up on one more traffic jammer. It is time to pit with 1.5 minutes left. The leader is pitting, but denying himself a precious point. And yet, will they? Will they? Is it time to pit? No, they are. And now, is he coming in? No. No, he is not. When will he be pitting? Is he going to obstruct? He's coming on to pit road. 20 seconds remaining on the clock. So the lap that this leader crosses the line will be the final lap. Will he hold on to the lead though? He still has it right now. See everything cycle out. The cycle of pit stops made it a little things complicated, but that was the race for the win right there. So the checkers car won at the line, and it was. Yep. 82 laps were completed. So the Intimidator's checkers car led 76 of the possible 82 laps. So, along with that and the 50-point bonus for winning, that's 126 points plus $12 points. They did not lead, and they did not win. So there are no additional points to be had just from the traffic jammers, with a grand total today of 100. Had lapped one of the King's Court traffic members 3 times. That's 9 points there. So that's 85 points. Plus the 50 points for winning. And then and 7 points. So the Intimidators have won the very first CWRL event. with the point standings as follows. The Intimidators are first in points with 207. Second place. So, third place is Chasing the Elliots with 91 points. Fourth place would be the Candymen with 58 points. Fifth in points is the Bushwhackers with 41 points. They get 10 extra points from their point total as they were eliminated in the first round. Sixth. A tie between the Legion of Supermen and Junior Nation. Each have 22 points on the day. And running out the rear, unfortunately, on the day is the Rainbow Warriors, who are in 9th. With 19 points on the day. But they can all catch up there. I mean, number 1 Racing, the Miller Timers, Hello Newman, Boogity Boogity Boogity, the Smokehouse, and the Silver Foxes can all come back as well if they qualify for the following event. But any... And that will conclude today's event, the Battle at Bristol for the CWRL. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. I am the Geek Guru, and I will see you all next time for Fight Night Fridays at the Freedom Factory.